of residents, especially in Joburg, fed up with service delivery failures not happening at all. Well, starting a new trend. They're spray painting potholes with the names of political parties that they believe are responsible for them. I'm sure you've seen them. If not in real life, you would have seen it on social media. Some even going as far as fixing potholes themselves. Now, this, however, seems to be causing a bit of a problem. Johannesburg Road Agency's CEO, Louis Nell, joining us this morning. Hello to you, Louis. I appreciate the time. Very angry drivers in Johannesburg, and now you're saying they can't fix potholes. Why is that? Good morning.
Good morning. Just to say this is there's a bylaw in place, and the bylaw is called the City of Johannesburg Bylaw on Roads and Miscellaneous. And it's important to know that we are very appreciative of the fact that people want to fix potholes, and we understand the frustration that the people are having in the sense is that they're marking the potholes. Now, first of all, when someone wants to fix a pothole, right, there is a procedure whereby where they apply for a way leave, and they do a way leave application. The way leave gets issued, and then that pothole then gets repaired under the way leave conditions with the inspector of the Johannesburg Roads Agency then to make sure that that pothole is done to standards. Any road is built according to certain standards and regulations, and it must be said that not everyone can fix a pothole to those standards and regulations, and then we end up people putting concrete into the roadway or stones or anything else, and then that actually causes more damage to the vehicles than anything else.
But you understand the frustration, Louis. I don't think anyone's arguing with we don't want to be damaging roads further by, as you say, and I've seen this personally, putting stones and concrete in there. But the problem is JRA takes forever to get to these potholes.
Now, yes, we understand the frustration, and we are in the last 2 months of our financial year. And all of our money that is left over in our budgets, we have actually moved into road resurfacing as well as into pothole repairs. So we are doing as much as we can with the budget that we have, right? And in the next year, we've also put in our budgets for the next year. And whatever we will be allocated to us, we will use in a way that we will deal with the roads and with the potholes. And we've got ongoing programs with regards to this. So I understand the frustration of the public, but we also need to understand that we have certain limitations when it comes to budgets, that we can only do so much at this present
and I do think people understand that, Louis. I don't think people are arguing that there's only so many JRA staff that can get to these things. I mean, you can't have hundreds of thousands of people. But then can we not find a system where we can train those people who want to do it properly, not concrete, not stones? As you're saying, there's way leave and there's standards. Why not make those standards public? That maybe there's someone in an area that can do it properly and make your job easier. Or do you just not want the help?
We actually are partnering with people out there, and there is companies that is coming to the party, and they also want to help us. I'm laughing at the comment, but we are really embracing people that wants to help, right? But there is certain ways and there's rules and regulations that unfortunately we have to enforce, so to make sure that the standards is abided to. And we are also looking at programs where people can get involved to do that, and we encourage that. So there is a company that currently is doing pothole repairs, and yes, we embrace that. We will not say no to that. There's another program that we are running where we're actually connecting our traffic lights to power provided by the private sector, and that is another example of how we are embracing the private sector wanting to help the city of Johannesburg.
And so now when we talk about the quality and the standards, let's move away from people unauthorized repairing potholes. Some of the other complaints that I received ahead of our interview, and I'm sure you'll know about this, is those standards that when JRA does repair some of these potholes, not all of them, some of them, for some bizarre reason, I'm not an engineer, I'm just a lowly journalist, even though they're repaired by JRA, the first sign of a rain cloud, and they break open again. So why is the quality so bad?
Okay, now first of all, we need to say this, that we've had a substantial amount of rain over this rainy season, and when we do repairs where the water is wet now, or where the road is wet, we actually have to wait for the road conditions to dry out before those potholes is repaired. So what happens is there is two methods of doing a pothole repair. One actually use cold bitumen, and that is when we do an emergency repair, and that just helps to make dangerous situations drivable, and then we come back and then we will resurface that area with using hot bitumen. So it needs to be noted that the cold bitumen pothole repairs will not last as long. Then also there is a lot of issues with underground water currently as a result of the water tables that have lifted up, and we see that in a lot of our residential areas. And then, for instance, when we get a pipe burst and you get water running underneath the road surface, it creates issues. And then also we need to realize that our roads is past their lifespan. They're between 30 and 35 years old. And we've put in serious motivations to government in order to address these issues, because we need to go into a program where we resurface the roads, not doing just pothole repairs, which is a temporary fix.
Yeah, I've heard the complaints about that, Louis, as well, that you just repair it. It's like a plaster, really. I mean, unless you fix the road completely, you're just going to be replastering. It's like a plaster over a cut. You're just going to have to keep filling things in. Louis, I'm out of time on this, and I want to just make sure I get a quick answer from you on this. So someone watching, you spoke about this, I think you said way leaf. Just remind me what it was. If someone can do it, they want to do it legally, they want to help, get the proper materials, just tell me, where do I send these people to help you? There are people who want to help. Let's send them the right way. Let's send them the right direction.
Yes. The JRA has got 7 regional offices in Johannesburg. So within the region where the occupant lives, they can apply at the nearest wayleave office for the wayleave. Otherwise, they can address it through our website, and all of our contact details is in there. Then we will direct them to the closest office of where they are staying.
Oh, Louis, I appreciate the help. An impossible task, I realize, but I'm glad you at least acknowledge the frustration of drivers. We're trying to find a way forward on this. And Louis, now I appreciate the time. JRA CEO.